Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As I normally say, joining from all points west and South Wales and beyond. Lots of people from all over the place actually today. So welcome to all of you. My name is Miles Morgan. For those that don't know me, I'm obviously the owner of Miles Morgan Travel, cruises from Bristol and cruises from Liverpool. And today I am very excited, it has to be said, about today's session that we've got. We have a new cruise line, which hasn't happened in a good year or two, to say the very, very least. And obviously in the challenging COVID times that we've had, particularly challenging for the cruise industry, it's been even tougher. And so there is a lot of excitement, it's fair to say, about this new cruise line, Ambassador. And I think we'll probably hear in a minute all about them, but I think we'll already hear that they have made an incredibly successful start and launch to their sales activity already, which is brilliant. There is certainly, and just talking to people I bump into that were maybe booking previously with other cruise lines, people are nosy and inquisitive to know what it's all about, and that's great. And I'll give you a few honest personal opinions on how I see it playing out with Ambassador when Debbie's finished the presentation, but I'll keep that one quiet until the end. As usual with these sessions, please tap your screen, press the chat facility, tap any questions that you want answers to as the session goes on. I will then pick them up at the end, or alternatively, literally just tap them in at the end of Debbie's presentation, and we'll have a bit of a chinwag at the end on questions and answers, because undoubtedly with it being a new cruise line, there will be questions that you've got that maybe aren't covered in the presentation, or separate things and thoughts that it kicks off. So without further ado, I will pass you over, I'm excited about this morning, to Debbie's presentation. So over to you, Ambassador Cruises.
Thank you very much, Miles. Hello, as Miles says, I'm Debbie. I'm from Ambassador Cruise Line. I'm here to introduce you to a new British cruise line for a new era. Ambassador Cruise Line. So for us, it's all about a new beginning. As we're gradually coming out of lockdown, we're all looking to find somewhere new to travel to, new adventures, new beginnings. For us as a new cruise line, that's what it's about. We've taken everything that we've learned in the past from different areas, and we put them together to make a new adventure. So as I go through, you will bear with me that some of the photos you will see are as the ship is now, before we've done any work. Some of them you will see there's a lot of areas that doesn't need any work, but I will go through that and I'll tell you exactly how we're hoping to make those differences. So who cruises with Ambassador Cruise Line? So Ambassador Cruise Line really is aiming at the 50+ market. You will find as you go through our program, we do have a couple of multi-generational cruises as well. So they will be about the multi-generational, coming on, enjoying the holiday with your family, your grandparents, your children. And really no children's clubs. It's all about children activities, all joining in together. There is 2 cruises, multi-generational, one Baltic for 2 weeks and a Fjord for a week, both in August. So if you need any information about that, they're in our brochure, and there's a little smiley face next to them. The other thing you will see as well as you go through our program, that the shorter cruises will encourage really a younger generation. So we do have Christmas market cruises, which again, on average, the generation will be a lot younger. So at the moment, we are launching with just the one ship, who will be sailing out of London Tilbury. London Tilbury is just situated just off the M25, just past the Dartford Tunnel. It's a really easy access into there. Parking is easy, it's just opposite the terminal. But as we grow the fleet, we are hoping to look at more regional ports. So we were looking at places like Bristol and Liverpool. And hopefully that won't be too far in the distant future. So we're launching on the 6th of April 2022 with a lovely little short cruise to Hamburg. This cruise at the moment, since our launch of the last 6 weeks, is about 90% sold. It's been amazing response. So from the Hamburg cruise, we're going to 3 back-to-back Fiordland cruises, a lovely British Isles cruise. We've also introduced some of the longer cruises, things like the Caribbean, Cape Verde, the Canaries. We've got a couple of Black Sea cruises. So it's not We've got a lot of varied itineraries for depending on how long you can get away, what you're looking for. So make sure you speak to Miles More Can Travel and they'll go through the different activities and different cruises we have. We have just introduced a new early saver offer, which runs from the 5th of August to the end of September. Within this, we will have a savings off up to 20%. We've also introduced an amazing ambassador fare. The ambassador fare will include the expedition drinks package, all your gratuities and service charges, the premium wine, premium drinks packages, premium teas and coffees. You'll get guaranteed a request on your dining, sitting, and priority for any complimentary upgrades. You'll find in our brochures, we do have a price insert. Within that price insert, there will be 3 prices. One will be our full fare. Then we'll have our maiden voyages, which is really a cruise only fare. And then this amazing ambassador fare. So if you are looking for a drinks package and you're looking at the expedition package, then it's worth having a look at that one, because we have discounted down those drinks packages and you can get everything in one go. With an Ambassador Cruise Line, we have a really big solo cruise market. Our solo discounts are supplements are about 30%. We will introduce solo dining, solo activities, so welcome cocktail parties. We'll even introduce some solo excursions. So if you are traveling on your own, let us know, because we'll make sure that you'll come on board, you'll feel welcome and friendly, and you can meet fellow diners. So you may not necessarily want to sit on a table of a twin table. So just request that time of booking. If you haven't done it at the time of booking, again, it's not a problem. Just let us know before you join the ship. The other thing we have is the groups market, something that is quite personal to myself, because I come from that sort of groups world. Our groups will start at 15 adults and we'll offer a 5% group discount. We also will offer things like free places, cocktail parties, group dining. We can arrange group evenings in our specialty restaurants and things. So again, speak to your Miles More Can travel agent and they'll go through exactly what we can offer for any of your groups. Something Ambassador is really proud of is our brand values. So with our brand values, you'll see in a lot of our activities, a lot of our marketing, a lot of things on board. We have this shield that we've introduced. What I'll quickly break down what the shield stands for. So you're looking at the turtle here. It's all about sustainable and ethical. So when Ambience sails in April 2022, we will be Tier 3 compliant. What this actually means is that we'll be able to go into the fjords and places like that. From 2025, the fjords are only allowing any cruise ship that's Tier 3 compliant to sail within the fjords. We will be that from 22 next year. We're also things like we're trying to become paperless. So your tickets, well, a lot of that will be on apps, or we'll ask you to go on to manage my cruise section and put all your pre-cruise information into there. You'll be able to download your own tickets onto your phones. We are introducing things like, as I mentioned, an app. So within your app, you'll be able to put all your passport information. There'll be a QR code that you can use for check-in. Anything really to try and become a bit more sustainable. On the ships, we are looking at no single-use plastics, single filtered air conditioning. The water systems are all going to be Tier 3 compliant, and really the emissions, which is a really important part. So keep an eye on the fleet. As we grow, all our ships will be exactly the same, and we'll be all to that Tier 3 compliancy. The compass here is about your voyages of exploration. Really, that's all about just get out there. We've all sat indoors for the last 18 months. We want to go and see the world. So as it opens up and things are safe for people to travel, we will be looking at some of our itineraries have amazing overnight stops that we didn't stay in before. We're going to different ports that we've never probably sailed in before. So it's all about go out there, see the world and enjoy things, the bigger wide world. The Crown will be about the wonderful welcome on board. Previous to my previous life, I worked for another cruise line, and something we were really proud of at the time was the friendly welcome on board. It's something that we are taking and we're building on, and we're going to make sure from the minute you make that booking all the way up to when you disembark the ship, you feel welcome. You feel like it's a really friendly welcome experience. So it's something that we're going to make sure that follows through to make your trip a lot more comfortable. Hands Together is all about sailing with friends. So whether they're friends you come with, you come on a couple, or as I previously mentioned, our solo program. We want you to be welcoming. We want you to come on board. We want you to meet new friends. So that's what the Hands Together on our shield is. The cross in the middle is about the unbeatable value. I'm not sure if any of you have seen our brochures or if you've been lucky enough to book already, but you will see, although our service is going to be more of a premium value, it's still really unbeatable value, and it's something we're really keen to keep. We know our clientele, we know what sort of clientele we will be attracting, and we want to make sure that value you'll get. The other thing around the outside, this is all about your peace of mind. There's two areas really this represents. One is our COVID policy, and unfortunately, though we don't like to mention the C word, is something we all have to be compliant to. So as things are changing, we will make sure all our COVID policies are fully up to date. At the moment, we are asking everybody to be double vaccinated and a test 72 hours before departure, but I'm sure by April next year that would have changed a few times. We will want to make sure that you know that we will have your safety at hand. The other thing as well is we will be working off a trust account. So your money, once you paid it to Miles Morgan Travel, will be paid directly to our trust account where it is held. So if for any reason the ship doesn't depart or anything happens down the line, your money would be fully insured and will be refunded back to you. So within the package, you have three options. We have introduced 3 drinks packages. If you're going back for the ambassador fare, it is the expedition package, which is our full premium drinks package. All of our packages will include the gratuities and service. The first lower package will be the non-alcoholic package, which is your experience package. Your explorer will be house brands, house wines, gratuities and non-alcohol. And then the expedition, which is our premium drinks package. As I mentioned, you can include this in the ambassador fares, or you can add it separately if you decide later down the line that's something you want to do. You can also add this to your booking on board. We've also introduced some drinks packages for the mini cruises. So for your Christmas markets and your shorter cruises, you can also take out one of your drinks packages. They are always really good value, because by the time you've taken off your gratuities and service, say it will start there for 2 nights for Explorer drinks package, which is your house brands, that'll be £99, which includes your gratuities and service. Again, this can be pre-booked. It's slightly more expensive to book it once you're on board. Have a word with Miles Morgan Travel if you'd like to include that. They can give you a full price for exactly how much you want. But the experience package, as you can see there, starts at £15.95 per person per night. The only thing you do need to know is that we will need to have the same drinks package for both passengers or whoever's sharing the cabin. So if you both want the experience package, then if one wants it and then the other one doesn't, we won't be able to do that. You have to have exactly the same package. If you do decide not to take the drinks package, we will automatically be charging you £6 per person per night, gratuities and service. So once you've taken that off, you can see it's really good value to book those drinks packages in advance. Okay, so hopefully we will get on to the bit that you're here to see. So I'm going to introduce you to the first ship in our fleet is Ambience. So Ambience can actually hold 2,076 passengers, but we won't be taking her to that sort of occupancy. The maximum we will be taking is between 1,400 and 1,500 passengers. This is because we want to give you a generous space ratio of 50.2. Crew ratio will be 2.15. We have 798 cabins. 75% of those are ocean view. Of those 75% ocean view cabins, 23 will be balconies, which is 184, 50 suites and 89 single cabins. The single cabins will be twin cabins for single occupancy, so they'll still be really spacious. They can be set up as twin or double beds, so just let us know prior to departure or once you're actually board. We have 11 passenger decks with 9 lifts, 5 dining options, 2 cafes, 9 lounges, 2 swimming pools, and a lovely wraparound promenade deck. As you'll go see a lot of our advertising on board, we will be looking at our logo, which is the half A. It's something that we want to be recognised within the industry, that is ambassador. So I'll give you a little idea on some of the bars and lounges. At the moment, we're not fully, I'm not fully aware of exactly the changes that will be made. So all the photos you will be seeing is exactly how Ambience is at the moment. She is due to go into dry docks very shortly because there's going to be a big overhaul. A lot of the work that will be done will be in the cabins, but I know some of the public spaces will have upgrades and changes, and obviously we will go in and mark, put our logo, put our mark onto it. So this is something we'll be looking around the ship. You'll see this half A. This half A we'll be using, which is our logo. It'll be used within the ship in various different sort of angles, different areas. This is something we're looking at the central court, which is the main atrium. Within the centre court, you'll have the sort of the reception desk, future cruise desks, shore excursions. So any questions you ever have, come down to central court. Also within centre court, we have a lovely coffee lounge. There will be evening entertainment. Sometimes these sort of areas we will use when we introduce all the staff captains, because it gives a really good viewing area for people to see. But we also have some light entertainment in the evening, pre-dinner and after dinner. This is one of the coffee lounges. This is Dickens. So if you do decide on the premium drinks package, all your premium coffees and teas will be included. Another one of our bars is the SW19. I personally like this bar. I think it's really nice colouring. It's really open. It's really spacious. I think the good thing as you go through Ambience, you'll see a lot of the windows are quite large, which makes it really bright and open on board. But this is one of our SW19 bar. SW19 will also go around the main atrium. The other thing you'll see in this area is a lot of our shops, which we will be replacing. We will always have our duty frees and gift shops and things like that. But at the moment, we have quite a large casino on board. This is something that's really not suited to our clientele. So we will still have a casino that will be moved within one of the shops. We will also have a pre-built craft studio. So there will always be crafting activities that you can go and join in, or if you have free time and you want to go and do something for yourself, they will be in one of the shops. Our photo booth will be moved into that area. You'll see at the moment the internet cafe is in quite an open space. This is something, again, which will be moved into one of the shops just to give people more privacy. As we are starting to become more paperless, we are looking at things like on the app that I mentioned earlier, that you'll be able to get your onboard account on there. So you can keep track on what you're spending, what's come through. If you don't have the app, you can go to reception and they will print you off a copy of your onboard account, or you can go to the internet cafe and you can log into your account, and that's where you'll be able to see a breakdown of exactly what you're spending. This is the Botanic Lounge. This is one of the lounges we think we will be making a bit of changes to. It is quite a small, intimate lounge. We will put a lot more settee areas. There's another couple of photos and you'll see that there is some of the bar area. We do have these raised areas, so they're not always as suitable for our clientele. So these will be replaced with settees, lower chairs. But again, this is one of the bar areas I think will be made a little bit of changes to. This Raffles will be our cocktail lounge. You can come in and enjoy a nice Singapore gin sling in there, pre-dinner. The good thing about a lot of the communal areas and the bars, there's a lot of different activities and we can theme it. So this area could be, you know, a lot of calm, a lot of more cocktail lounge theme, but we could also close the venue. So if we do need to have a private area, it won't interrupt the rest of the ship because they can be closed off and kept to that private area for an hour or so. This is another one of our coffee lounges on board. Again, I'm not too sure how much of the work that's going to be done in these areas, but it will be really excited to see. But with all the main idea of these photos that I'm showing you today is to see how bright and airy and spacious the areas are. All the windows are very full-size windows, so that makes it very bright and open. The other thing we will be adding, at the moment there is children's clubs on board, which will be replaced, will be taken off. One of them will be a bridge room and the other one will be a library. So again, there will be open, you know, quiet, bright spaces for you to go down. We will be having things like a bridge cruise. There'll be bridge lessons and things like that on board if that's something that you want to join into. So the casino at the moment, as I've mentioned, is going to be moved. That's going to be moved into one of the shops and we will be introduced a good old British pub. We have called it the Purple Turtle Pub. Within the pub, we don't know how it's going to look. This is just one of the photos of our previous ship that one of the companies we worked for owned, but it will be very themed around the British pub. So we're looking at local ale suppliers. We'll have British food on board. We'll look at karaoke, pub quizzes, things like that. One thing I do know with a lot of the photos you will see, especially within the cabins and things, any woodwork that's currently on there will all be lightened. So this pub on the previous ship is really nice and was really open. It was still quite dark. So that's something that we know will be changed. But it's going to be a brand new venture, the pub, because at the moment there isn't one. This is your Palladium, which is a double tier show lounge. So within the show lounge, we'll have two shows each evening. They will both be in line with the dinner sit-ins. There will be things like West End Theatre, there'll be live act, there'll be guest speakers. We will be having some themed cruises, so watch this space, they will all be announced quite shortly. And a lot of that activities will be held in the Palladium. We'll also have a live band playing to all our shows, which is something we're really proud of and is quite uncommon, is quite rare now within the cruising industry, but something we will carry on. This is the observatory. So the observatory is on our top deck. You can see it has panoramic views. So during the day, a lovely place to sit. It's usually quite quiet because it is the top of the ship. So you can come up here, enjoy a nice cup of coffee or a cocktail and watch us pull out of those ports that we've just visited. A lovely area to sit, as I say, during the day, but also in the evening, we will be using this for our live bands and entertainment. So as the evening draws to near, we'll ask you to join us upstairs into the observatory, where the entertainment will carry on for anybody that wishes to. We will have a nightclub some evenings, and we'll also theme this to, depending on what the theme is on the ship or the area that we're sailing in. So our dining, we have one main restaurant, which is the Buckingham restaurant. We will have formal dining in the evening. There'll be free sit-ins for breakfast and lunch, but in the evening, please request if you'd like first or second dinner sit-in. These are usually around 6 and 8 in the evening, depending what time we depart the port. but you can request a table from, we usually reserve 2-seaters for medical needs, but if they're available, you can ask to be moved once on board. But we will have tables from size 4 people all the way up to 10. Again, this is an area that we think will have a lot of work done. We will get rid of all the red wood, so it'll be a lot brighter, a lot lighter. Some of the higher tables will also be removed because these are not so suitable. We will do themes in here as well. So we will have some evenings will be an Italian theme or a Chinese theme. We do have a captain's table as well in here, which is one of our additional dining experiences, which will confirm it's around, we think it's going to be around £50 per person for a 7-course taste menu with wine. So our buffet restaurant, we've named this the Borough Market. I really like the buffet restaurant because it's all sectioned off. I think there's no need to join one of those long queues to go round one continuous serving area. They're all going to be into different areas. We will theme the areas depending on, you know, you'll have, say, a carvery area, a fish area, a steak area. We'll also have a themed area. So if there's a theme in the main restaurant, that will also be served. Although it is a buffet self-service restaurant, it will be served fully. We are looking at introducing a programme of about 14 nights with the food. So if you are on a 2-week cruise, you'll never be served the same meal twice within that cruise. The Saffron Specialty Restaurant is one of our specialty dining restaurants. We're looking at a supplement around £15 per person. It is really an Indian fusion cuisine. But again, we will be introducing specialty nights of, say, Chinese, Vietnamese, Malaysian. I have eaten on one of these restaurants, and I'm sure Miles might agree. Amazing food. Definitely worth a try. You can book it once you're on board, but if you do have any special dates for an anniversary or a birthday and you really want to book those dates, please contact our guest services and they'll get it booked for you prior to departure. The second restaurant that we have is the Sea and Grass restaurant. So this is going to be our steak and seafood restaurant. Again, there is a supplement for around £20 per person, but for a special evening, it is definitely worth your while. Just try something different. It's a very intimate restaurant and the service will be first class. So we will have on board a full programme of evening and daytime entertainment. At the moment, because we are a new cruise line, this is all still being signed off and still being confirmed. But we are looking at things like guest speakers, arts and crafts specialists, guest entertainers and speakers, things like in the spotlight. So if you have a talent and you want to show it to the rest of the ship, let us know. We'll give you a slot in the evening. We're looking at things like Capture It. They're going to give you lessons on how to take the best photo through a smartphone. We're trying to look at programs that are slightly different, something that will, you know, bring that little bit of interest, something slightly different for you, both day and evening. Our daytime entertainment program will really varies. It's going to go from your fitness and stretch classes. We'll have a full spa and wellness centre. At the moment, we are looking at outsourcing that. So we are looking at getting into relationships with different companies. Whoever supplies the spa and wellness centres will also supply all the toiletries in the cabins. As previously mentioned, we are building a bridge room. So we'll have card evenings, card games. We'll have your morning trivia, your countdown, your bingo. You have a book club because we will be introducing that lovely library, cooking and cocktail making demonstrations, and obviously our full programme of shore excursions. In the evening, we are still looking at trying to finalise this at the moment. But one thing that we are determined to have is UK entertainment for a UK market. So it will be things that will appeal to yourself. So your stylish show production, guest acts, cabaret, laughter lounges, live music. There's never going to be a minute that you're not going to have some form of entertainment that you can enjoy. Our theme cruises at the moment are just being finalised. We're hoping to launch these quite shortly, so keep an eye out. But there's things like, you know, arts and crafts, gardening cruises, your bridge cruises. We're not too sure really. That's what was been thrown around at the moment. So hopefully it will all, as I say, be all signed off quite shortly, and further details can be forwarded to you if you're interested. Okay, with your cabins and suites, I did mention it earlier that these photos are as they are now. So as we go through the photos, I will just mention how we're looking at making these changes. The main idea of the photos that I'm showing you today is the size of the cabin and really the layout more than the decor. So, you know, bear with us. We will have updated photos once we can, but I don't think any of that will really start happening until early next year. So, at the moment, we have 50 suites on board, 184 balconies, 386 ocean view cabins, 178 inside cabins. That gives us a total of 798 cabins. We have a maximum occupancy, as I mentioned before, is between 1,500 and 1,400 passengers. So it'll give you a lot of extra space. All our cabins will feature a twin bed or double, so make sure you can request that before you go, or on board, your steward will be able to get that changed for you if it's not as you want. Full ensuite facilities with complimentary toiletries, a dedicated cabin steward twice a day, flat screens TVs with, you know, the bridge cam and things. Also, as I previously mentioned, you can look at your onboard account through these flat screen TVs. So if you want to keep an eye on it, we will make sure that there's a channel that you will only be able to access your onboard account. Direct dial telephone, personal safe, hairdryer, fridge, tea and coffee facilities, individually controlled air conditioning, which keeps us Tier 3 compliant, UK 3-pin plugs with some USB ports, complimentary pool towels, deck blankets, 24-hour room service, laundry and ironing service, both are chargeable. We do have a full range of accessible cabins. If it is something you need, please speak to Miles Morgan Traveller, who can speak to ourselves. We can reserve these cabins for you while you'll get your information together, but they will be across the full range of grades. So we have options for your inside, your outsides and your suites. So this is the twin cabin on how it is at the moment. As you'll see from it, the beds can be made into twins or doubles, so make sure you request that or ask your steward on arrival. We will be changing all soft furnishings. We'll change all the pictures, all the carpets, all the red wood will be replaced and rubbed down, so it'll be a lot lighter. The good thing I think about all of our cabins is we have this separate wardrobe, sort of walk-in wardrobe area. So within your cabin area, really you have a drawers and your desk, but your wardrobe is separate along with your toilet and shower area. This is the same sort of twin outside cabin, but obviously with your picture window. Again, this will be exchanged in exactly the same way. You'll see with this cabin here, this can be converted into 3 or 4 berth cabin because the Pullmans will come down from the top, from the roof, which would be put away during the day. This gives you a lot more space within your cabin. This is a twin out of view cabin, but made up as a double cabin. Again, we will be changing all our soft furnishings, all our woods and all our carpet. We're introducing some junior suite benefits. So we will offer you, if you book one of the junior suites or the deluxe suites, you'll get priority embarkation, priority luggage delivery, a welcome bottle of house wine, a welcome bottle of mineral water, a mini bar, which is chargeable. We're offering a breakfast in bed service, a fresh fruit bowl, daily canopies, bathrobe and slippers, umbrella for onshore use, binoculars, World Atlas, tea and coffee, laundry service discount and a late suite checkout. So this is one of our superior balcony cabins. Again, exactly the same as I repeat from before. We will be changing all the soft furniture and all the woodwork, all the TVs will be updated. All the carpets will be replaced, all the pictures. the thing I like about all of our balcony cabins is the full size window. So it is really bright and open and spacious. With this is one of our junior suites with the lounge area. Again, though I like this looks really nice in the blue, I think, but they will be fully upgraded and fully changed. All the beds can be made from twin or double occupancy, so please let us know. The wardrobe area is behind the wall here where the bed sat. So again, it is separate. It's a lot larger. All the woodwork will be upgraded and will be a lot lighter. All the bathroom suites are going to be updated and will change. The only thing you do need to be aware of with all of our suites, if you do want a bath, you will have to step into the bath to use the shower. So it is really important that people are aware of that. So make sure you get what you want at the time of booking. Along with the junior suite benefits, we've also introduced our deluxe suite benefits. The additional benefits you get is a separate check-in area, espresso coffee machine. You get to disembark at your leisure. If we do get to the point you still want to stay on, but we will ask you to vacate your cabins, we will give you a private disembarkation waiting area on board. Our deluxe suites are lovely. They have a separate seating area, and I also like the double aspects of the sliding patio doors. So again, makes this a really bright and open, spacious cabin. All the woodwork again will be replaced. We have the separate walk-in wardrobe here. All the TVs and the soft furnishings and carpets will get replaced. This bed again can be converted either twin or double, so just let us know. This is one of the baths in the suite. So as I previously mentioned, our bathrooms will all be updated and changed, but we will have a bath in them. So if you would like a shower, you need to be aware that you need to step into that bath to use the shower. So what's included? So included in your fare is your cruise package on board Ambience, comfortable cabin accommodation, a selection of traditional British and international full-board cuisine, welcome and farewell captain cocktail party, a superb programme of daytime and evening entertainment, wide range of leisure facilities, innovative and exciting itineraries, porterage of luggage between the port and cabin, port taxis. And the good thing with all of our ships that will be joining the fleet, we're all going to be sterling on board. I'm really going to go in this really quickly because I know everybody's busy and I don't want to take up too much of your time. We've introduced some gift packages. So if you need any information on that, please contact Miles Travel, Morgan Travel. They will have that information, but you can buy, for example, 6 bottles of water for £12. All the cabins will have a fridge, so you can be kept into the fridge. And if you need to be replenished as you go along, this is an option we will give you. We're also introducing gift vouchers. So if you wanted to buy a gift for a friend who's traveling, you can obviously give them a gift voucher. We're introducing things like cakes for anniversary and birthday. You want to buy a bottle of wine for your cabin, you can, for an additional cost, you can do that. We've also included some celebration packages. We have like a Bon Voyage package, anniversary, birthday package. Again, that full information can be found by contacting Miles Morgan Travel. We're also giving people, our guests, the option to renew their wedding vows. We have 2 packages. The first one starts at £399. Both packages, if you need the information, please get in touch with Miles Morgan Travel and we'll make sure that I have the full information. Let us know in advance what date you want to do, so we'll get this all confirmed and put into place prior to your embarkation. But it's a really nice way to make it special. So the packages start from £399 and the second package is £499. So shore excursion, I will only touch on this. Again, we can get you full information if you do need it. We do recommend people taking our own shore excursions, but this is not your own option. The advantage with doing this is things like going into St. Petersburg, we can make sure you have your visas included. If for any reason the ship was delayed on arrival, then we can hold that shore excursion for you. But a full program will be released around 90 days when your balance is due. We always recommend everybody would request your shore excursions before joining, just because some of the excursions will have limited availability. We will charge these to your onboard account, so you don't actually have to settle this until you disembark the ship. I think that is actually me. I'm all done. Hopefully I wasn't too long. Thank you very much for your time. Does anybody have any questions?
I haven't seen any in the chat. I will keep an eye, Debbie. I've got a few. You'll be pleased to hear.
Yep.
Price-wise, where are you price-wise? You know, on a standard 7-night cruise, what sort of prices the lead-in prices from you guys?
Oh, that's a good quiz. So we've just changed our prices. So lucky I have it in front of me here.
Very good.
So look at me go. So we are looking, as I said, we're looking at that premium price range. We are looking, if you're looking at, say, a 6-night lovely taste of the fjords on 10th of April, you could be looking at $509 per person.
Crumbs. Yeah, that's very good indeed.
Very good indeed. That's where we start with. That will be your fare maiden fare. So really, that is your cruise only fare. If you wanted to go for your ambassador fare, which includes that premium drinks package, it's $698 per person.
Still a good price. So that kind of leads on to my next question, which was, where do you see yourself fitting in with existing cruise lines that people would know? You know, they would know P&O, Cunard, Fred Olsen, they would know all these companies. Where does Ambassador sit relative to those?
Where we are looking at the European market, especially because we've got those smaller ships really. So you've got to be looking at your Fred Olsen, your P&O market, people that want to probably don't want to go on the larger ships with P&O, but they want that same service and that same quality, so they can come to Ambassador, where the ships will be a lot smaller, a lot more personal, but we will be still getting that sort of same level of service, but a brilliant, obviously, price bracket.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right there. I think the way it's going with P&O with the much larger ships, obviously Iona, and the next Iona is coming shortly, 5,500 passengers. You're clearly very, very different to that.
I think we've been launched for about 6 weeks now. And one of the feedbacks we've had from a lot of people, that is a market we're really picking up. So if those people that don't want to go onto these bigger ships all the time, they still want it quite personal, but they want that quality of service. So that's really where we are aiming ourselves into. Okay.
I've got to ask this one. You did touch on it in your presentation. We're going to ask you anyway.
Okay.
You're not the boss and the owner of Ambassador.
I'm definitely not, no.
But in your opinion, what are the opportunities for it to potentially get Bristol? Because obviously, you know, there was a cruise line previously sailing out of Bristol. There isn't now. There's a lot of people wanting to do it. Is there an opportunity with Ambassador?
Yeah, there definitely will be. Definitely. I think we've done so well with our launch. You know, we're something like 35% sold just coming out of London Tilbury. So I think we're going to move. They are in the line of looking to extend our fleet. And the idea with that is to go regional. So for us to go regional, one of our a cruise company that I used to work for previously, one of the big popular ports was Bristol. So it will be one of our priorities once we go regional.
Very good. That's what everybody wants to hear on this call. That's brilliant.
Perfect.
The other thing that struck me particularly was your number of singles was also really, really good. An awful lot of single travellers on cruising. That does seem to be something you've gone for quite big style.
Yeah, definitely. again, I think it's really important because you get to that age, you know, unfortunately, it's a fact of life, things happen, don't they? And it doesn't mean you want to stop your life. So you want to go on these holidays. So to have that option to be able to travel as a single passenger without having to pay massive 50% single supplements and, you know, being put in a little broom cupboard around the corner because you're a passenger, that's not what people want. They want that, you know, quality. They want to go on board and feel comfortable. So they will be twin cabins for single occupancy. They also, as I say, we've got that big solos program where they can sit with other single diners. So yeah, definitely it's something that's really important to us and will stay important. It's something, a big market that we want to come on and enjoy traveling with us.
Yeah, and the other thing I noticed, and it's a small thing, but it does make a big difference to me personally, is I noticed teas and coffees in the cabins.
And the 3-pin plug.
Yeah.
How many times do you get asked that? What plug is it? Do I take, depending what ship it is, or so they're all being replaced to 3-pin, and we're getting all the full tea and coffee facilities. Because you want to wake up in the morning and have a cup of tea. You don't want
you do. I don't. I want to wake up and have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So I get your point completely.
Depends what the evening's like.
My final question was, when will we be able to see some pictures of what you've done?
Okay, so as far as I'm aware, I think she's due to go into dry docks really, really shortly. I think it's sort of September-y time, but quite soon. Because of the Tier 3 compliance, it's going to take a long time. I don't think we're really going to have a lot of our internal photos until nearer our launch dates, because she was due to come to us in the UK about 6 days before our first maiden cruise. So she will still be obviously worked on early part of next year. But looking at the photos, you can see, I think, where we're going to spend a lot of that money. A lot of the money will go on the cabins and the suites and the toilet bathrooms, and a lot of the public spaces are still already quite nice and they're still really in good condition. So it's only going to be improved from the photos we're showing you. It's more about that size of the cabins because there's a lot of space. And I also, the other thing I liked, and I don't know in this previous company anybody sailed on Columbus, the separate wardrobes area. It's nice to be able to get rid of everything and put that into that separate area and have your bedroom actually as a more of a, you know, it's your space. It's more of a, it's been put away. So I think that's really nice. So unfortunately, I don't think they'll be very soon.
No, okay.
And it still needs to be done on there.
Well, you've done a very comprehensive job because the questions haven't been fired in, so well done. You must have covered everything. The one thing I did say I would do is I'd give a personal opinion what I felt with Ambassador and where it fits and where it's going. And I think what's happened over the last 18 months since COVID, really, I guess, is that a lot of the cruise lines' price point, what they're charging for their cruises for 22 and beyond, has gone up substantially. And I think the prices that you're talking about for your cruises are utterly amazing. And hence the reason why it surprises me not in the slightest that you're 35% sold already from a standing start at zero. And I think, you know, my advice to people will be take advantage while the prices are there, because undoubtedly at some point you will go up as well. But at the minute, you know, you're buying your way into the market, which everybody would understand. But great bargain and great opportunity for people when others have already really pushed their prices.
Yeah, hopefully. I think that's where we want to be. And I can say these prices will now run until the end of September. So get yourself in there. If anything, it's a bit of availability.
Yeah.
Because it is, some of the cruises are really well sold. I mentioned briefly about the maiden voyage being about 90% sold or something in that regions. And then some of our longer cruises like the Cuba and the Caribbean, that's our #2 bestseller. The Canada in the Falls is #3, and then I think we've got the Black Seas. So those longer cruises seem to be the really popular ones. And I think that could be a lot to do with some of the world cruises being cancelled. So people have that time, maybe the money, we've sat indoors for a long time, we want to get away and enjoy it. So, you know, if you're interested, obviously get involved, get booked as soon as you can because of the availability, but also watch this space because there's more to come. This is only...
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think so many of us have spent so long looking at four walls, haven't had the opportunity to travel. And certainly the bookings I've seen at Mars Morgan Travel, not only on cruise and on everything, we are seeing people having a slightly better room than they would normally have, extending the duration they're booking for, because people just want to go and travel, and they've really missed it. And cruise is certainly a big part of that as well.
Yeah, definitely. It seems that way, the way the launch has gone. So, you know, the exciting times for us. I think one thing I didn't mention, actually, which is very important, we take a 10% deposit. And it's 90 days for us.
Right. Well, that's good as well on both counts. Really good.
Yeah.
Well, as usual, I'll say if anybody wants to inquire about Ambassador, if anybody has a question for Debbie they didn't ask and they think of afterwards, get in contact with your local Mars Morgan travel shop. They have all of those prices that Debbie mentioned. So we can give you the latest prices. We can show you all the different itineraries they do. But as Debbie said, act fast, because things are going really well. So Debbie, thank you very much for your time this morning. Really enjoyed it. It was great to see, and can't wait to see the new ship next year, and good luck with it all.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah,
and thank you everybody for joining. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.